So, Mukunda Mala is Kulashekar Alva's spontaneous pouring his love to Krishna. There is no path which is as effective as devotion. Other paths, even after knowing them, application is difficult. But in bhakti, there is no application at all. It is Swayam Phalarupatvat. It is its own reward. Number 1 point. Number 2 point. See, with all our challenges, every day several challenges, countless challenges. 3 months back, I bought a hearing aid. Yesterday, I lost it. This is a small thing, but like this, how many we have everyday challenges? Major challenge, health problems, some bereavements, business problems, legal problems, with all these children problem, education problem. To completely focus on Bhagavan is not easy. But in the path of bhakti, the very problems make you devoted to the Lord, hold on to Him more firmly. The very problems becomes an aid. That is the beauty. Number one, the problems becomes an aid. Number two, in the problems becomes, the suffering in the problem becomes negligible because of your holding on to the beautiful, lovable Lord. You feel His strength, you feel His beauty. You feel His strength, you feel His beauty, and the medium love makes everything fine. Therefore, the path of bhakti is simple, easy, and no failure at all. In other paths, there can be ups and downs and failures. Yogaha prabhavapyayo. There are ups and downs in all other paths. In meditation, yogaha prabhavapyayo. But in the path of devotion, there is no question of failure because you have tasted the joy born out of love. Having tasted it, you will never leave it. And you don't have, people may say, somehow I am not inclined to bhakti. My mind is more happy with reason, logics, and Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and all that. Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and all that, if your mind is wandering, they cannot bless you. If your mind has to be brought to the reasons of Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, your mind also has to come. If this has to happen, your love for God has to be there. The path of devotion alone can bring the mind where the intellect is contemplating. The mind has to be there where the intellect is contemplating. Whereas you have only devotion, rest will follow. So in that way, Devotion is not dependent on other things, whereas knowledge and karma are dependent on devotion. This can be developed. When people say, I don't have it, can be developed because for everything you have developed your love like that. You know, between the husband and wife, the husband gets his wife at the age of 25 to 30. Before that, they didn't know. And by 80, 85, first of all, they are together, God knows. Even if they are together, as good as separate, because each one is in their own world because of health problems and several problems. So, all children are born to you maybe 30, 35. And by the first of all, they leave you when they become 20, and even in the formal relationship cannot be there beyond 50, 55. So all our relationships are only 50 years, 55 years, in which half the time we sleep. This is all our relationships, and all our samsara is for that. Most of your suffering, other than suffering, you are having to answer others. You are having to answer others, right? So family is also like that. So in all these, one thing that gives you meaning for your life's struggles, sufferings, acceptance of the very sufferings as necessary to grow, acceptance of the very sufferings as necessary to grow and evolve, and to feel his presence in suffering, experience the joy of love is the path of devotion, right? So we have done up to 4 slokas, and the fifth sloka, fifth to 7, the attitude of all bhaktas is given. नाहं वन्दे तव चरणयोः द्वन्द्वमद्वन्द्वहेतोः कुम्भीपाकं गुरुमपि हरे नरकं नापनेतुं रम्या रामा मृदुतनुलतां नन्दनेनापि रन्तुं भावे भावे हृदयभवने भावयेवं भावयेयं भवन्तम्. Every devotee, this is a feeling of every devotee, I can tell you. I can guarantee, because I am basically a devotee, right? So every devotee, all other things becomes insignificant to him when he has love for the Lord. His challenges doesn't seem to be anything at all. He doesn't care about them. That is why I have been repeating this every time, because there is nothing more effective than this particular sloka. I am repeating it, but it's very effective. Sampado naiva sampadaha, sampadaha samsmarane harehe. Vipado naiva vipadaha, vipadaha vismarane vishnoho. Your real adversity is to forget Lord. Your prosperity is to remember him. So a devotee doesn't bother about any of his personal problems. He does not care because of some reasons. He is enjoying a greater joy. This becomes insignificance, number one. Number two, he accepts them as prasad of the Lord, necessary for his good. More than the problem, resistance to the problem gives you more sorrow. For a devotee, resistance is not there. He accepts them. Acceptance is called surrender. It's just a different name. The effective thing in surrender is accepting the will of the Lord. Whatever happens as His will, as His wish. And he talks to Lord. He says, "Oh Lord, I'm not bargaining with you. Let your will prevail." He talks to God. Let your will prevail. I do not want to change it, but help me. Never. All those slokas are coming, but I want to tell you the real devotee's heart. I am not bargaining with you, O Lord, to reduce my problems or suffering, to change them, but give me constant, unbroken remembrance of your feet. Let me, without a break, in these challenges, not only not forget you, be grateful to you. Let these challenges not make me bitter to you. I should recognize your love. I should be grateful to you all the time. Give me surrender. Give me gratitude. Give me love. This is where what a devotee asks. Devotee doesn't ask, real devotee. Lot of devotees ask, give me this, give me that. Nothing wrong, because that's how they begin. Nothing wrong. Because Bhagavan himself says, Artho jignasaha artharthi. Even artharthi is a devotee, and all of them are dear to me. Bhagavan says. So we have no business to criticize anybody. When Bhagavan accepts them, who are you to criticize? Right? So even artharthi is good. But a real devotee, Vasudevaha sarvamiti. Lord alone is everything. And therefore, Lord says, though udaraha sarva evaiti, though all these people are great, but to me, bhakta is too dear to me because others have a wall between them and me. Bhakta has no wall. Mayite teshu cha api aham. They are in me, I am in them. They are in me, I am in them. Tadatmyam. They, two things that are very necessary for any spiritual sadhak is identification and surrender, sacrificing. This for a devotee becomes effortless. He identifies with the Lord effortlessly. Tadatmyam, tanmayatvam, tadatmyam, tanmayatvam, tat sukhi sukhat, tat sukhi sukhatvam. He is happy when the Lord is happy. The Lord is always happy. But supposing there is an avatar and he sees Rama suffering, Krishna suffering, devotee is restless. Right? So this identification becomes effortless, and because tasmin tat sukhi tan sukhi sukhatvam or something I may be tasmin tad sukhi sukhatvam. So because his joy, Bhagavan's joy is his joy, he has nothing personal. He has renounced his ego. He has totally identified with the Lord. This, in the path of knowledge, is called Abhyasa and Vairagya. Vairagya to renounce. Abhyasa to meditate, continuously think of Him. This is in the path of Jnana. These two are effortless, spontaneous for a devotee. He doesn't even know them that's happening, but that's his nature. Right? There's a story Gurudev used to give. Narada had a sort of subconscious thought. What is this Bhagavan playing with these gopis and gopalas? Where is he Vaikunta? Where are these people? Nomadics and ladies, he is flirting with them. What do they know? Why Bhagavan is obsessed with them? He had a subconscious thought. Bhagavan knew this. Most of us say Bhagavan is testing or testing or trying to, punish or anything. Nothing. Bhagavan is always love. He wants to guide properly. Narada also has to be guided. His mind has to be corrected. He has to know what is true devotion. So once when Narada was coming, Bhagavan pretended as if he had a severe headache, migraine. Narada saw, what Bhagavan, I never saw you like this. What has happened? I have a severe headache. Can I do something? Because I am a Triloka Sanchari, if you tell me where the medicine is available, I can go and pick it up. Because I can at will go to any place in 1 second. Triloka Sanchari. Bhagavan said, I want the dust of my devotees' feet. That when put on my head, I will get cured. Oh, that's so simple. I can give my dust. Then he suddenly thought, oh, I will go to Naraka. I can't do that. Then similarly, he went to all devotees. Everybody said, we will go to Naraka, we can't give. He went to Himalayas, saw the Jnanis. Bhagavan wants the dust of it. They said, Bhagavan doesn't have a head at all. Where is the headache? He doesn't have a head at all. Where is headache? So he had exhausted everybody. Out of no choice, he has to come to Vrindavan, saw these ladies, and asked them, Bhagavan is having severe headache. He wants the dust of devotees. Oh, that is so simple. Take my dust. All the gopis, thousands, stretched their leg. Narada said, what are you doing? Do you know you will go to hell? Those gopis said, what does it matter? When in hell, when we suffer, we still know that we are suffering because of Bhagavan. His memory will not leave us. What more we want? In hell, we will continuously be thinking of him, and that is heaven. In hell, when you think of him, that is heaven. In heaven, when you think of joys, Urvasi, Rambha, Menaka, and all that, that is seeds of hell. So they said, now Bhagavan wanted only one. So Narada scratched, but Brahmacharya has to scratch the feet of the gopi. One, enough. They said, no, my dust also should go. Narada has to scratch all the thousands of gopis' dust and take in sacks to Bhagavan. When he is going to Bhagavan, Bhagavan is smiling and happy. The whole thing was developed only to tell Narada, a devotee's heart, he doesn't care where he goes, hell or heaven. That is the spirit of these few verses. It says, Naham vande tava charanayoho dvandvam advanda hetoho. I do not bow down to your 2 feet to go beyond Advaita and attain the state of Advaita. nor am I afraid of Kumbhi Pakam Gurumapi. Kumbhi Paka is a particular kind of hell, right? And Gurumapi, extreme suffering in Kumbhi Paka. Hare Narakam Napanetum. I am not bowing down to you to avoid hell. Ramya Rama Mrudutanalatam Nandane Napirantum. I am not bowed down to you to have the pleasures of heaven with all the lovely damsels. Right? Then why are you bowing down to me? Bhave, bhave, hrudaya bhavane, bhavayeyam bhavantam. I'm bowing down to you so that with every thought of mine in this mansion of my heart, let me continuously, avyahata, unbroken memory of you, bhavayeyam, for the sake of remembering. That also I need your grace. Because situations can be such, I can fall into Maya, either pleasant or unpleasant. It is only through your grace I can hold on. Avanarulal, avan tal vanangi. I think there is something in Tamil. You all have entertainment because all my languages are not perfect. So that's an entertainment for you. Okay. Nastha dharme na vasunichiye naiva kamopabhoge yad yad bhavyam bhavatu bhagavan purva karmanurupam yetat pradhyam mama bahumatam janma janmantaropi त्वत्पादाम्बुरुह रुह युगगता निश्चला bhaktirastu. I am not praying to you to get established in dharma, nor for wealth. Dharma, artha, nor kama. Dharma, artha, kama. Right? Earlier he said not even moksha. Not even moksha. Because what is moksha? Getting out of your mind. When you are thinking of Bhagavan, you got out of your mind. And what is mind? That which is of the form of its contemplation. When the mind contemplates on the Lord, the mind becomes the Lord. After that, what to get? What is moksha? What is moksha? The mind spontaneously, effortlessly becomes the Lord. So therefore, I am not asking for the Trivarga or even the Apavarga. Dharma, Artha, Kama, no, not even Moksha. Yad yad bhavyam bhavatu Bhagavan purva karma anurupam. Bhagavan, whatever happens, let it happen according to destiny. According to destiny. Destiny cannot be changed even by Bhagavan. Even jnanis, after getting jnana, till this body falls off, this is a very important point. Please absorb this. Even jnanis, after getting jnana, till this body falls off, are subject to prarabdha karma. They may weep sometimes. They may laugh sometimes. Jivan Muktananda Lahiri says all this. A devotee can weep, a gnani can weep, gnani can laugh because of the prarabdha. Why the prarabdha cannot be wiped off once the devotee or gnani gets that state? Because you have taken this birth not only out of your prarabdha, others' prarabdha is also connected with it. Prarabdha is three kinds: Ichha prarabdha, Anichha prarabdha, Parecha prarabdha. Others' prarabdha is also connected with it. So you cannot get away. Even Bhagavan cannot help his best devotees to get away prarabdha. And devotees don't want it. They say, what does it matter? Prarabdha belongs to the body, mind or intellect. I am not the body, mind or intellect. I don't want to feed them. What difference does it make to me? Let them be there. He says, Bhavatu Bhagavan Purva Karman. Let them be there. I don't care. I have no interest in them. Let Prarabdha take its own course. Etat pradhyam mama bahumatam janma janmantarepi tvatpadam burha yuga gata nischala bhakti rastu. I don't want even freedom from births. Let there be countless births. I don't care. But in every birth, with every thought, in every second, I should remember you. Only this you give me. I can tell you this is 100% real of all devotees. It is not poetry. It is not exaggeration. Every devotee feels like this. Diviva bhuviva mamastu vaso narake narake va narakantaka prakamam avadhi avadhiriti sharadara vindau charanau te marane api chintayani. Diviva bhuviva, whether in heaven or on earth, where I am, wherever I am, or in Naraka, Naraka Antaka, one who killed Narakasura, all that I want is to worship your feet which outshine the lotus of Sharadrutu. The beauty of the lotus of Sharadrutu, your feet outshine them. And there I should think about them, even at the time of death. Here it's very clearly said. We have sometimes to explain in Gita, Antakale cha. People forget that cha. Antakale cha. Even at the time of death. So here he clearly says, even maranepi, even when I am dying, I should not think of pain, because in extreme pain, when you are about to die, disease, I should not be lost in that. Or what happens to my wife, what happens to my children, what happens to my bank balance, right? All this, my mind should not go. Even at the time of death, in all those extreme concerns, my mind should be at your feet. This is all I want. And that a Gnani wants that, because the last minute, whatever is your thought, that you will get. So Gnani feels, I'll get moksha. Bhakta doesn't care about moksha, janmas. I want that, because it should never be, lost to me. That remembering your lotus feet, your beautiful face, your name, I should never, never, never forget. For what? For its own sake. It's not same for Gnani, but for a devotee, for its own sake. No other gain from that. Krishna त्वदीयपाद पंकज पंजर पंचर पंजरांतरधैव मे विष्णु मानस राजहंसः प्राण प्रयाण समये कपवात पित्तैः कंठावरोधन विधौ स्मरणं कुतस्ते स्मरणं कुतस्ते. Krishna, when life is going out, when all faculties are drying down and the throat is parched, blocked, where I am going to say Narayana. So let me now with all my heart say Narayana, so that once I say Narayana with all my heart, I am released from these fetters of my own mind. My mind is my prison. My mind is my prison. Somebody said beautifully, you are held hostage by your mind. You are held hostage by your mind. And when I think of you and cry Narayana, I am out of the fetters. Anyway, where there is a mind, it has to be holding on to something or it is held by something. Either it imprisons you or it is imprisoned, this mind. Now, anyway, it cannot be avoided, the tyranny of the mind. So now what I should do, since it cannot be avoided, mind going and getting caught into various things, let my mind enter into you. There are two examples, silkworm and spider. Silkworm creates its own web, its own thread, and gets entangled into it. And in that process of getting entangled into it by its own thread made by it, it ultimately faces death because the silk people throw all of them into hot water. Silkworm courts its death through its web, whereas spider at will brings its web, rests in the, takes back unto itself at its will. So a devotee, if the mind has to anyway get caught into this web, let me not be a silkworm, let me be a spider. Therefore he says, Krishna Twadiyya pada pankaja panjarantarajyaiva me vishatu manasa rajahansaha. This mind of mine, let it be a rajahansa, royal swan, and it deserves to enter into the cage of your feet. Let it enter into the cage of your own feet. प्राण प्रयाण समये कपवात पित्तैः कंठावरोधन विधौ स्मरणं कुतस्ते. When life is webbing out, where am I going to think of you? Therefore, let me now wholeheartedly think of you. Let my mind enter into completely the cage of your own feet. There's a Bhagavata verse. Vishaya dhyayata chittam vishayeshu sajjate. Mam dhyayata chittam mayyeva praliyate. That mind which thinks of Vishaya. Vishaya, the very word Vishaya means that which binds. Visinoti Vishaya. That mind which contemplates on objects which bind, it gets attached to that. That mind which contemplates on me gets dissolved in me. It gets dissolved in me. There is no more mind because mind is consciousness plus object. Consciousness plus object is mind. When the object itself is consciousness, when the mind turns towards consciousness, the mind loses its identity and becomes the self. And there is another beautiful verse in Bhagavatam regarding this. Anyway, it is a cage. It has to enter. Let it enter the cage of your lotus feet. It's a beautiful verse in Bhagavatam. Prasangam ajaram pashamatmanaha kavayo viduhu Sayeva sadhushu kruto moksha dwaram apavrutam. Prasangam, attachment. Ajaram, jara is old age, weak. Ajaram, strong. Pasham, rope. Atmanaha, of one's own self. Kavayo vidhu, the knowers of truth know that. But the same prasanga, sadhushu kruto, turn towards sadhu. Sadhu is a divine person or God himself. Moksha dwaram apavrutam. The gates of heaven are open to him. The gates of heaven are open. This is the summary of ladder of fall in the second chapter, Dhyayato Vishyan Punsaha. And the ladder of rise, Satsangatve Nitsangatva. Since you are all deep students of Vedanta, these clues are enough for you to know. When I say Dhyayato Vishyantata, you know what it is. Satsangatve Nitsangatvam also you know. Chintayami harimeva santatam manda manda hasitananambujam nanda gopatanayam paratparam naradati muni vrunda vanditam chintayami harimeva. I shall contemplate on that Hari only. What is Hari? One who loots your vasanas, your destiny, one who loots your mind, one who loots your ignorance is Hari. Hara is also same. Hara is also same. Hari and Hara, both are looters. Gurudev sings Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Gurudev sings Looter Rama, Rama Rama, Luto. That's Hari. Okay. Chintayami Harimeva Santatam Manda Hasitananam Bhujam. Continuously let me think of your mind. Smiling mind. Smiling mind. What happens when you think of the smiling mind, whatever may be your situation? Whatever may be your situation, when you think of that Krishna's smiling face, what happens to you? You become that because man is his mind. Man is his mind. That is why Kunti prays, Vipada Santunaha. All the time, give me adversities because my turning unto you is not as strong as in adversities. So in adversities, I think of you so strongly, and that very thought removes the necessary to be born and have thoughts. Vipada Santunaha. Through that, you appear in my mind and removes the need for again and again to be born. Nanda Gopatanayam Paratparam. This is a beautiful statement. Should not just enjoy it, contemplate. Because Sri Shankara has beautifully explained in his Prabodha Sudhakara. Though he is with a form, Krishna, he is Nirguna Brahma. Please listen to this carefully, because you also may have doubts. Though he is a form, he is Nirguna Brahma only. How can Nirguna Brahma be with a form? Tapovan Maharaj beautifully says in his own inimitable style, the all-capable Lord, you mean to say he is incapable of taking a form? The all-capable Lord is incapable of taking a form? And first of all, what are every form? Every form is only the Lord. Every form is only the Lord. And therefore, he himself comes directly as Krishna and Rama. What is so surprising in that? What is surprising? Why is not possible? So, the Nirguna Brahma is Saguna Brahma, both are same. Prabodha Sudhakara, Shankara beautifully explains. And Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says the same. Murtam, Amurtam. Rest in the Nirguna Brahman. Murtam, Amurtam. Right? So, Nandagopatanaya Paratparam. What is Paratparam? Higher than the highest. What is higher than the highest? How can it be? Something wrong with the English? No. For you, the highest is God. Your God is a concept. Your God is with a form. He is beyond all concepts. He is beyond all forms. Your God is creator, Hiranyagarbha, Brahma, protector, Vishnu, and annihilator, Shiva. That's your God. He is greater than all of them. Parat Param. Naradadi Muni Vrunda Vanditam. All the Munis. Muni means contemplative one. As Gurudev jocularly says, Muni is not one with a long beard. Muni, Manana Silatvat Munihi. Because of its nature to contemplate, he is called Muni. And all these Munis, contemplative one, worship your feet, devotion. Contemplation, Muni is Jnana. Worship your feet. Why should I not do? I am not a Muni, but why should I not do? And you know one more thing. For Jnana, they put lot of qualifications. Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadamadi Shatka Sampattihi. And only for the Dvijas, three Vargas, one who has the Upanayanam, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. Others cannot listen. For Bhakti, what happens? Not only they accept, Brahmanas worship them. Nandanar, Tiruppanai Alvar, and in Karnataka, Kanakadas. All of them, not only they accept, they worship him. Nandanar, Tiruppanai Alvar, Kanakadas. That is bhakti. All castes and all that are forgotten. Sarasi Janayane Shashanka Chakre Murabidiva Viramasva Chittarantum Ma Viramasva. सुखकरम अपरम न जातु जाने हरिचरण स्मरणामृतेन तुल्यम. Sukhakaram, greater than that joy, I do not know. Haricharana Amrutena Tulyam. Haricharana Smarana Amrutena Tulyam. Haricharana Smarana Amrutena Tulyam. The lotus feet, the nectarine lotus feet of that Lord. Equivalent to that, I do not know anything else greater than that. Sukhakara, Sukhakaram, that can which give you comfort. Aparam, anything other than that, na jatu jamane, I never know. Sarase janayane, the lotus-eyed one. Shashanka chakre, the one with Chanka and Chakra. Surabhidi, Surabhidi, ma viramasva chittam. Murabhidi, sorry. Viramasva chittar rantum. Mura is a Rakshasa. Murari, that is why. Ari is enemy. Mura is Rakshasa Mura. Murari. Murabhidi, the destroyer of Mura. Why particular Rakshasa? Why they are not mentioned about Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Hiranyaksha, only Mura? Because symbolic. Mura is your ego. Murari is one who destroys your ego. One who destroys your ego is Murari. Ma viramasva chintarantum, to revel in that thought. Ma viramasva. Please do not take a break. Can't take a break and come out. Yes, you must. That's the best place because no disturbance. If I had a friend of mine, a great Brahmin, very highly evolved person. Anybody has any problem, we will make it very simple. So I told him once, even on the commode we should, because I knew one person, a managing director of a multi-corporate company, passing away on a commode. So my friend told me, he didn't know that example, but he told me, you are supposed to think of him antakalecha. Is there a guarantee you would pass away and come out? Is there a guarantee? Then you must think of him even on a come out. For him, what is come out? What is sandalwood? This thing, everything is in him. There is no difference for him because things don't exist. He alone exists. So therefore, the purity, impurity, nothing affects him. He wants your mind. So he says, Ma viramasva, do not take a break. Because there is nothing which can comfort you more than his padas. Bhavajaladigatanam dvandvavatahatanam sutta duhitru kalatrana bharaditanam vishama vishayato ye majjatam plavanam vishama vishayato ye majjatam aplavanam bhavatu sharanameko vishnupoto narayanam. Vishnupoto, the raft, the boat, the boat of Vishnu, Narayana, that alone can save you from this hellish world. Bhava jaladi gatanam, devotion that makes you take births again and again. Bhava, worldly existence. Bhu, bhav, to become. The being appears to be becoming. The being, there is never a problem. In the becoming, there is ever a problem because basically it is the phenomena of change. So sukha comes, it cannot be permanent because sukha is sukha because of dukkha. Dukkha is dukkha because of sukha. They cannot be totally separated. So they are inseparable, two sides of the same coin. And that is the nature of this samsara, the worldly existence. Bhava jaladi gatanam, the one who has fallen into that ocean, dvanda vata hatanam, and banged by turbulent winds of duality. What is duality? Sukha, dukkha, mana, avamana, labha, alabha. When you have obsession with sukha, you are always thinking of dukkha. That's why you want sukha. Mana, avamana. You cannot be wanting mana without thinking of avamana. Therefore, this dualistic world is sugar-coated hell. Suta duhitru kalatrana kalatrana kalatra trana, sorry. Kalatra trana bhararditanam. Trana, protector. Bhararditanam, one who is afflicted with this. The only one who can save you is that Narayana. Vishama Vishayatoye. Vishama Vishayatoye. Vishama, poisonous, Vishaya, sense objects. Toye, waters. Majjatam, drowning. Aplavanam, with no boat. Plava is boat. One who has no boat, no escape, for him, Bhavata Sharanameko Vishnu Poto. Vishnu alone is the boat that can save him. Naranam, of this Nara, the boat that can take him out of this world of births and deaths, duality, suffering, is only Vishnu Pota, Pota, boat, of Narayana.
But verse 11 you missed.
Yeah. Bhavajaladi Magadam Dustarat Bhavajaladim Agadham Dustaram Nestareyam Kapamahamiti Cheto Masmagaha Kataratvam Sarasijidrushi Deve Tavaki Bhakti Reka Naraka Vidhi Nishanna Tarayishyatyavyam.
Uncle, you missed 11 sloka.
I left, is it?
Yes, uncle.
Okay, let me see. I was hungry. Ma bhihi mandamanaha vichintya bahuda yamishwaram yatanaha nami na prabhavanti papa ripavaha swami nanu sridharaha alasyam vyapaniya bhakti sulabham dhyayasva narayanam lokasya desanapanodana dasasya kim natchamaha. Kim natchamaha, what is not possible for the Lord, who removes everybody's sorrows, the Lord who removes everybody's sorrows, what is so difficult for him to remove your sorrows? Why are you worried whether I will get moksha or not? No moksha. How will I cross this world? Right? All these things, worries, are unwanted for a devotee. Why? Name bhakta pranashyati. He has promised, my devotee shall never be lost, never be destroyed. Gurudev adds a sentence in this beautifully when he wrote to me, Nahi kalyana krut kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. Gurudev says, the man who gave this word is a man of honor. He has to keep it up. Why worry? The one who gave this word is a man of honor. He has to keep it up. Why worry? So therefore, unnecessarily do not think whether I will be drowned or who will save me, whether I will get moksha, all that useless things do not think. Instead of that, my enemies, today's post, Gurudev's right time for me, because yesterday when I lost my hearing aid, I was thinking of all the people who helped me. In spite of that, I am doing these mistakes and I will feeling sad, letting them down continuously. Today's beautiful message, exactly, it comes all the time like that. What you need comes. In Srihit, it says, once you have known the mistake, accepted it, you should forget it. Go on repeating it this guilt will not help you. It's harmful. It's harmful. Just recognize the mistake, leave it to the Lord. And therefore, na prabhavanti papa ripavaha, these enemies of sins cannot do anything to you. Why? Nanu Sridhara? Sridhara is not there for you. Kim nasti niyanta? Kim nasti niyanta bhajagovindam? Don't you have an ordainer who will take care of you? Why are you worried? Alasyam vyapaniya, instead of worry, alasyam vyapaniya, casting off your laziness, bhakti sulabham dhyayasva narayanam. This beautiful, sweet, pleasant remembrance of Narayana, lokasya vyasanapanodana karo, dasasya kim nachamaha, lokasya, of all the world, he removes vyasana apano vyasana apanodana karaha, one who can remove the sorrows of the entire world. Can't he remove your sorrows? Why are you worried about that? Cast off all our cares to him. Again, Gurudev told me this, but he told me this 50 years back. I am like a parrot repeating, but not practicing it. God and security don't go together. If you want security in this world, and if you are going to work in this world for security, why do you need God? Because there is no security in this world. He is the only security. There is no other security. God is the only security. And you are all the time thinking of security in this world. Both cannot go together because God and world are two different dimensions. One cannot live in two dimensions at the same time, waking and dream and deep sleep. You and beyond this Turiya. When you are in Turiya, the three planes disappear. When you are in deep sleep, the two disappear. When you are in dream, waking and deep sleep disappear. Therefore, when you are in the Lord, secured at his feet, and still worried about security of the world, both cannot coexist. Either you depend on him or do your work in the outside world. That's what Gurudev said. Right? So now we did today 10, 11, 12. Right? So the time is over. The 13th verse we will see next Tuesday. Thank you all. God bless you all. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you all.